Welcome back to my channel. I hope your 2023 is going great. So if you don't really want to watch the entirety of this video, I'm just gonna let you know straight up that I use a company called Bordr, and I paid $150 for their service, and I got my NIF in less than a week. So if you literally just have 30 seconds, you don't want to get into all that I have to explain or listen to why I ended up using them, just click the link in the description or in my comment section to get your NIF number process started. Yeah, for me it was quick, it was easy, and I would highly recommend. If you want to learn more about why I ended up using Bordr and why I ended up paying $150 even though the NIF itself is free, then continue watching this video. Yeah, thank you. If you are researching about coming to Portugal or you're already here, you've probably heard about the NIF number probably too many times. And I'm gonna talk about the way that I got my NIF number, which is I think is the best way for those moving to Portugal who may not have like family or friends here, or you're trying to get your NIF number and you're getting stressed out. What is the NIF number? So the NIF number is a 9-digit unique number that is, as I said before, it's a tax number. So you need your NIF number for almost everything here in Portugal. If you want to conduct like official business here, if you want to take up a job here, you need it to open a bank account, you need it to sign a rental contract. You even get asked for your NIF number if you go to a restaurant, if you go to a grocery store. It's not mandatory to give it then. Anywhere you go in Portugal, literally, you can have your NIF number attached. So the NIF number itself is free, and there are several ways that you can get your NIF number. Number one is by going to the Loja Cidadão, or you can apply by going to a local tax office in your neighborhood where you're living, if you're in Portugal, which is called Financias. Or you can ask a lawyer to do it for you. Or you can, if you're going to Loja Cidadão, if you're going to the Financias location, you will have to have a tax representative. So if you're not a Portuguese citizen, and this video wouldn't apply to a Portuguese citizen, you're gonna need a tax representative to get your NIF number. So the documents that you need is very simple, because you mostly need your proof of residency if you're living in Portugal, and you will also need a photo ID like your passport. Yeah, myself at the time when I got my NIF number, I was like newly here in Portugal. I didn't know anyone that could act as my tax representative. Well, I knew someone that could act as my tax representative, but the whole process was kind of getting stressful. With all that said, you know, knowing what you need and the tax representative situation, getting through to Financias wasn't an easy feat, because I asked someone to be my tax representative who is a Portuguese citizen, and it was just a headache trying to call Financias to get an appointment to go there. Also trying to find the time where my tax representative and I, our schedules could mesh. Providing my passport, I would need it notarized. We had to get a lawyer to get it notarized, and the cost of it was just going up and up and up. But the main struggle was that it was just getting so stressful for me. It was just this number that I needed at the time. I didn't have a bank account. I was waiting for the number to get a bank account. And also I had a rent contract, but it wasn't fully solidified where I couldn't get official receipts for the payment that I was making where I was renting because I didn't have the NIF number. So it was just getting really stressful. All this money that I need to notarize my tax representative, like her information needed to be notarized as well. Trying to call the financiers office to get an appointment. And when we found a lawyer, going through the lawyer at the time was located in another city. And it was just crazy, and I felt overwhelmed, stressed. And at the time before that, I had heard about this website in one of the Moving to Portugal forums on Facebook. And I remember talking to my mom one day. I'm just, you know what? I'm done with all this. I'm gonna just go on the website and just apply and just get it over with because it's just getting crazy. So the website that I use is called Bordr, Bordr. And essentially it's just a one-stop service for getting your NIF number. So the cost is actually $150. And you might be saying, whoa, you know, that's a lot of money. Because the NIF number itself, it's free. It's free to everyone. But so the service of Bordr, it includes them being your tax representative for a year. It includes them filing the whole thing for you. It includes the entire process of not having your NIF number to having your NIF number, all within 14 days. And I say 14 days to be safe, but I got my NIF number back within a few days. So the lawyer that my tax representative was going to use to notarize all these documents and such was going to cost 75 euros. So that's the thing about the whole NIF number experience. That was kind of like, it's free, but then I have to notarize documents, so I still have to pay money. And as I said, the lawyer was in another city, so to pay for like the train to go to that city and back to that city to pay 75 euros to get my documents notarized, to be able to find a time where my tax representative and I, like, or free time, meshed where we could sort this out at the financiers office together, was just, I think the headache, stress, plus the actual money that I would have had to spend, the 75 euros, I think it accumulated to more than I actually spent using Bordr to get my NIF number. So I just want to quickly talk about the process with Bordr. So I will send a link below, and it's an affiliate link, but actually I got this affiliate link months after I used Bordr. So I was just another person who just needed my NIF number, and I remember this website in the forum, and I went on the website, paid the money, and just did my thing. I didn't get this affiliate link before I used the services of Bordr. So this is like a really honest, it's not even a review, this is a really honest experience, you know. Bordr, it's very straightforward. You click what you want to do, click that you want to do your NIF, and you can go ahead and pay, and they will contact you. And the process is very simple. So what happened when I did it was, before the year ended of my fiscal representation by Bordr, I updated myself as my own tax representative, because I had like an address here in Portugal and I had my residence card here in Portugal. So yeah, so this is basically that. The video is really simple, and I think this is one of the best ways to get your NIF number. And even if I wasn't signed up in their affiliate program, I would still come on here and promote my experience with them here on my YouTube channel. And I was already in Portugal when I did this process with them. You can also apply for your NIF number with them before you arrive to Portugal, which from my experience, I would advise that as the best thing for you to do. The thing is about moving to a new country on your own is that a lot of times you don't have the luxury of having family or having like your good, reliable friends to like do you a favor when you need something, you know? And it's not a matter of like always calling up on someone when you need something and not being independent. But until you move to a new country by yourself, sometimes you don't really fully appreciate just being home, like where your friends and family are, because you know it makes your life easier when you have that support. So one of the reasons why the whole NIF process was kind of mentally taxing and emotionally taxing for me as well, because I just moved to Portugal. I moved here alone, and I just started to feel overwhelmed. I'm like, I felt alone a lot through this entire process. And this video is almost like I'm not really venting or looking for a sob story or anything. It's just sometimes these little things can really make or break the first few months or the first few days of you arriving in Portugal, or like the pre-arrival experience before you move to Portugal. But the reason why, as a student and also as a person who's very frugal, to take up over $100 to get a number that is supposed to be free, taken away from the fact that from this website I'm paying for like tax representation, their services. I'm the type of person that, as I said, I'm frugal, I'm a student. For me, it was more of an investment, and if I was moving to Portugal again and doing it all over, I would use them again. I've said this before in other videos. I also studied and lived a bit in Sweden. If I was in Sweden, I wouldn't pay to get like a tax number or anything like that, because the system there is much better than in Portugal. So you don't need to try to dodge certain bureaucracies in order to get fundamental stuff done, because the system is more organized, you know. But when it comes to Portugal, I would say it does help a lot to get professional help to be able to dodge certain bureaucracies in Portugal. Because for Portugal, like the stress can stack up, because if it's not your NIF number, it's the problem of getting your SNS number, which is your health number. If it's not the problem of getting your SNS number, it's a problem of trying to renew your residence card. If it's not the problem of trying to renew your residence card, it's the problem of trying to get an appointment to even get a residence card, you know. So there's so much that can stack up very easily here in Portugal. The stress can stack up very easily. So if there's any way you can afford and seek out professional help and make that investment, I would 110% advise it. This marks the end of the video. Hopefully it's helpful for you. And as I said before, I will be putting the links in the description below. Thank you for watching this video, and I wish you all the best in your move to Portugal. And yeah, peace out.